Good morning students, welcome back to Limitless Literature. In this video we are going to discuss one of the most important topics, Francis Bacon, because we have seen in earlier competitive examination this writer has been asked many times. For UGC NET examination also, in UPPSC GDC we have three essay, truth, studies and adversity. You see, truth, study and adversity is a part of 1597 essay. There were three editions to Francis Bacon's essay, and one was published in 1597 and another one was in 1612 and then 1625. Please write down the numbers. In 1597 10 essays were published, in 1612 38 essays, and in 1625 58 essays. That's a factual question and they are going to surely ask in the examination. It is very important for CUET, GATE and all the competitive examination because he is also known as the father of English essay. He was the first person who started writing the format of essay. We already have a lot of writers before. For example, Thomas More, Utopia, published in 1516. Okay, Utopia was published in 1516, but Utopia is a sort of dialogical discussion. In the Utopia we can see we already has Erasmus. Okay, Erasmus Praise of Folly, Erasmus Praise of Folly. Thomas More was also a sort of essayist, but we cannot say that they are the pure essayists because they used to write in dialogical discussion. So it was Francis Bacon who is considered as the father of English essay, who started writing in this particular format. Earlier we have French writer Montaigne. Montaigne has written the work Essays. It was a French work. Montaigne came before Francis Bacon, but Montaigne was a French writer and he is also known as the person who invented the form of essays. And as soon as he died, another essayist came, that is Bacon. He started writing in English language. Okay, we will discuss these things also. Okay, let me erase everything. In this video we will discuss Francis Bacon's Of Truth, and in the next video tomorrow we will be uploading more videos and studies, and the third consecutively day we are going to upload a video on Of Adversity. So in this video we will only discuss Of Truth. Okay, so Francis Bacon was a person who were there in the period of Renaissance. Renaissance means age of revival, revival from darkness. Okay, you must be knowing about age of Renaissance because most of the good writers born in this particular period, William Shakespeare, Philip Sidney, okay, Christopher Marlowe, all but the part of Renaissance. Even Thomas More is a sort of a part of Renaissance. He was a humanist. Okay, so Francis Bacon shaped Renaissance because he started putting his own original thoughts, which is known as empiricism. He is also known as the father of empiricism. Okay, why empiricism? Empiricism means you look at something and you try to figure out the answer. You observe the things and you try to figure out the answer in the reality. So empiricism means knowledge through experience, not just reasoning. Knowledge through experience, not just reasoning. So experience plus reasoning gives us the knowledge. Earlier it was Aristotle. Aristotle was someone who was known as the Bible of Renaissance, because Aristotle ने जो भी कह दिया, whatever Aristotle has said earlier, everyone was following the same thing for many centuries. But Francis Bacon was the first person who challenged Aristotle. Aristotle's method was deductive reasoning. But Bacon said no, we have to follow inductive reasoning also. There is a difference between Aristotle and Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon said, let's apply this rule and try to see what will be the result. Okay, let's apply the rule in the laboratory. Let's mix up some of the chemicals and see what will be the answer, what will be the results. That is known as inductive reasoning. Whereas Aristotle's workflow. Aristotle believed that the rule is right. The rule is right. Now let's see what made the rule right. So there is a difference between inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning. Francis Bacon was looking and finding out the result, whereas Aristotle says that the result is right. Now see what made the result right. Okay, from general to specific, from general to specific, from general to specific. From general to specific is known as deductive reasoning by Aristotle, and from Bacon, specific to general. This will go upside down. From specific to general is known as what Francis Bacon said, inductive reasoning. Okay, you can learn more about it in paper 1 while you're preparing for UGC NET English examination. So you might be clear this, Francis Bacon was someone who was a sort of scientist who believed in inductive reasoning, who believed in empiricism, something he looks in the world and he comes onto the conclusion. Let's apply this and let's see what happens after analyzing or after mixing the two chemicals. He was a sort of empiricist who gets the knowledge with observation, not only through rationalism. Of course, rationality is there. Of course, we have to go with the rationality, but rationality plus empiricism, that is what Francis Bacon's theory all about, and that's why he is known as the father of empiricism. So he compiled every single thing in his essays. Okay, as we have discussed, in 1597 this publication has 10 essays, and then he republished it. Came the second edition which has 38 essays, and then came the another third edition in 1625 which has 58 essays. So we are not going to study all these essays. We are only studying of studies of truth, of adversity. That is important one for UPPSC GDC examination and for other competitive examination. Make sure that you are making down the notes because you are definitely going to find the questions from here. Alright, so let's discuss it again. Before moving forward, if you have not yet joined UPPSC GDC or UPLT grade or UGC NET paper 1 and paper 2 mock test series, then please do it on the mobile application Limitless Literature. We are trying to cover a lot of topics here, and those mock tests will help you to go through the test series that will help you to prepare for this examination. Also, if you have any queries, you can WhatsApp us on the provided WhatsApp number. Alright, so now let's further ado, let's continue with the video. We have already discussed that Francis Bacon was a father of English essay. He was a philosopher, he was a statesman, he was a politician, he was a scientist, he was a legal scholar, he was pioneer of empirical method, he was revolutionary and have a prose stylistic. Okay, prose stylistic, the format, the essay writing format that he used to write. We have already discussed that Thomas More was also a sort of essayist, but we cannot put him under essayist. He was a prose writer. The format of writing essay and prose has a difference. Prose is something which has a dialogical conversation in it. You see, Montaigne was the first person who invented modern essays, but Montaigne used to write my personal experience. I did this, I saw this, there is a truth, I observed it. Montaigne used to write personal essays, but Bacon used to write impersonal essays. Okay, he used the universal truth and universal wisdom which he popularized as maxims. Okay, there are a lot of quotations that Francis Bacon said in Renaissance period, and today we use it. Today we use the same quotations. We indirectly or directly, knowingly and unknowingly use the quotations said by Francis Bacon in the Renaissance period, and in 21st century we are using and we are quoting Francis Bacon knowingly and unknowingly. We can see his quotations all over the internet. So Francis Bacon used impersonal, universal truth and worldly wisdom in his essay. So this is what we have talked. Now let's come on to the topic of truth. Okay, so this is the essay we are going to discuss. Of truth, the paradox of human nature. The paradox of human nature. Everyone wants to talk about truth, but no one wants to work. No one wants to put the effort. I will tell you the truth, how to qualify the UGC NET, how to get the assistant professor, but not so many students are there to put the efforts on the truth that I am telling it to you. Only a few people put the efforts. So paradox is that human nature wants to know about the truth, but they do not want to work hard. So that is the paradox of human nature. And Francis Bacon is saying that truth is about the divine light. Everyone wants to know about the God, but no one wants to work towards the God. No one wants to put the efforts for the God. Okay, so he gave with an example of Pilate. Pilate was a Roman governor. Pilate was a Roman governor, and this is a biblical reference. In Bible we can see Roman governor is there who is looking at the Jesus, and he asked Jesus, Pilate governor, Roman governor asked Jesus, what is truth? He mockingly asked, what is truth, to Jesus? And that is jesting. Pilate means he is mockingly asking Jesus Christ, what is truth? And even before hearing the answer from Jesus Christ, he moved away. He didn't wait for the Jesus to give him the answer. That's what it happens in the real life also, the same way. Okay, everyone wants to know the truth, okay, but no one wants to find out the truth. So jesting Pilate says, what is truth? And he does not stay for an answer. He did not wait for the Jesus Christ to answer what is truth. Pilate had already decided that truth did not matter or did not exist. Now here we have Francis Bacon, who criticizes human beings. Why do humans ask about the truth? They do not want to genuinely seek it. Why are you asking the truth when you do not want to genuinely seek it? Simple as that. People just want to appear clever. They are debating, they are argumenting, they are not seeking the truth. They are just debating, they are putting the questions, they are argumenting, they are becoming keyboard warriors, writing down in the comment section, putting out all the hatred from inside on the social media. They are not behind the truth. They are just trying to appear clever. Yes, human being is just trying to appear clever rather than working towards the truth. This is the paradox. Truth represents the highest virtue. Truth is the highest virtue, but human beings prefer comfortable lies to harsh realities. We don't want the truth, we just need lies. Everywhere is lie, marketing, advertisement, lies. We are comfortable in lies because the harsh reality, we don't want to face the harsh realities. Okay, so now he goes with a lot of metaphors here. Francis Bacon takes the metaphor of daylight versus candlelight. You see, daylight, the morning is here, everything is just crystal clear. You can watch the vehicles moving, you can watch the trees, you can watch the road, you can watch the flats, the buildings, you can watch everything in the daylight. Everything is crystal clear. But then you do not like the daylight. We like the candlelight. Candlelight is just a fake thing. Candlelight is fake thing. Okay, everywhere is darkness and you're just putting the lights, the candle in that darkness. That shows why human beings love candlelight dinner rather than having a good breakfast in the daylight. Truth is always like daylight. Truth is revealing. Truth is honest. Lies are just like the candlelight, flattering. Candlelight is flattering. The lies are illusion. The lies is ugliness. But people prefer the candlelight, the dim, romantic glow of candlelight, okay, rather than the stark honesty of daylight. People do not like the daylight, they like candlelight. The same way he gives an example of pearl and diamond. Pearl, moti, it is crystal clear. Whatever the light you put on pearl, it will remain a pearl. But diamond, you put the light on diamond, it will create a number of colors, different colors. So he says that truth is like a pearl and lie is like the diamond. Truth will never become like a diamond, because lie is always more valued by people. People do not like the truth, they want to listen the lies. That's what diamond all about. So he compares the truth and lies with pearl and diamond. Truth is like pearl and lie is like diamond. So that's what the two metaphors he has used. Now moving forward, he says that why do people love lies? We have already discussed is that finding truth always require a lot of your efforts. Okay, a lot of efforts is required to find the truth. So people do not have that much of commitment to find the truth. And then truth also limits imaginative freedom. Okay, what is this imagination, creativity, poetry? It's just lie. Truth is simple, sober truth. We all are born here. We will having children, we will be having marriage. Okay, we will be having ups and downs, and ultimately we all die. That is the truth. That is the ultimate truth. No one wants to accept it. We are doing some imagination sort of thing, putting a lot of creativity, okay, trying to find the purpose. Doesn't matter. Truth is simple. Truth is very difficult to understand, and people do not like truth because truth captures the imagination. If you just accept that that is the ultimate reality, okay, it will limit your imaginative freedom. You will not feel free. Okay, you will not feel free. So truth limits the imaginative freedom. And of course, when you have freedom, when you are imaginative, you take pleasure from the imagination, doing creative things and doing all those sort of things. A mixture of lie and truth adds pleasure. Truth is very boring, truth is very simple, but it does not give us the kick. The kick is always in the lies. The kick is always in the dishonesty, in the comfortable lies. Now here we go with the theological dimension of the truth. Truth is as sovereign good. Truth is as a sovereign good. Let's understand this maxim. Let's understand this quotation given by Francis Bacon. No pleasure is comparable to standing upon the vantage ground. He says that some truth is like standing on the mountain. Truth is like standing on the mountain. And you are standing on the vantage ground of truth. This is the truth, and you are standing over here. You are seeing the errors. You are seeing the errors from the mountain, the people, the dishonest people. When you become very truthful person, when you become very spiritual person, you will understand all these illusions of life. You will understand how people behave so cleverly, how people are so much clever, how they use their language, their dialogues to try to make other people, to try to snatch, to try to take away the wealth of other people. They are doing all sort of clever things and all sort of business and all those things. So that is what he is saying, that when you are standing on the mountain of the truth, you are seeing the errors and wanderings in the wander below. Okay, so he says that on the very first day, God created light. On the very first day, this is a biblical reference. God created the light. When this earth was found, the God created the light, and then the divine progression, the physical light that you are seeing around you is a symbol that yes, there is a light in this world. That means there must be a light inside us. There must be a light somewhere above. So this daylight is created so that we can always get reminded of the divine light. Okay, you don't see morning is morning. Why does morning happen? Morning is just an indicator of the divine light, that morning is always here to keep us reminding every day that you should be following the divine light. That is what morning are all about. That is what daylight all about. Daylight is just a notification that it's a time to work on the divine light rather than the illusions, the materialistic things. Okay, from darkness to truth, physical to rational light. Physical light is a symbol to the rationality light, the divine light. And on the sixth day, first day, God created the light, and from that light, we get the notification of the divine light. And on the sixth day, humanity gives the light of reason. We have been given the gift of reason, rationality, knowledge, empiricism. We should be using our rationality to find out the divine light, to find out the truth, to put our efforts on the truth. So that is what Francis Bacon has to say. Truth is divine in origin. It comes from the God, the highest pleasure, better than any worldly pleasure. So that's what we have to discuss in truth. Now here we have truth in civil life. Truth in civil life. Civil life means society. Okay, society. How the truth works in the society. It's like snake. Truth is like the snake in the society. This is the snake metaphor. Snake means falsehood. Falsehood. Snake is crawling on the belly. Snake is crawling. Snake is not upright. Okay, snake is not upright. It is crawling rather than walking, like a serpent, downgraded. The truth is downgraded in the civic life, like a snake rolling, not upright, but like a snake crawling on the belly. Okay, truth is today has become very shameful. Okay, falsehood. Everywhere we can see falsehood. Everywhere we can see snakes, serpent, shameful people. And that's what the basic nature of the civil life. That's the basic nature we can see in the civil life. Okay, what we are doing is that we are mixing the falsehood in the real life. It's just like you are mixing copper and gold. But making copper and gold is very easy. It is very comfortable to mix copper and gold. It will appear like a gold, but again, it does not have the same purity of the gold. So that is one of the another metaphors he has used. And then he went on to quote Montaigne's paradox. Francis Bacon takes Montaigne's paradox and he says, okay, so this is the quotation given by Montaigne. A liar is brave towards God and a coward towards man. A liar is brave towards God. You are lying. Why are you lying? It simply means that you are very brave. That आपको डर ही नहीं है, भगवान का डर नहीं है. That you are not afraid of God when you are lying. But when you are lying, you are getting afraid of the people. Yes, why do you lie? Because someone might harm us. We are lying to the people. That shows how much coward we are. कितने डरे हुए लोग हैं हम. It shows how much fearful, how much afraid we are. We are so much coward people, very afraid, shameful people who is lying to make other people comfortable. So he is saying that a liar is brave towards God, but a coward towards man. So this is the irony. Irony is that you should be fearing God. भगवान से डरो और सच बोलो. But we fear regular people. Lying make the life easier for us at the moment, but that's what it is degrading us morally. Okay, so in the end, this is the truth essay. It just have 2-3 pages. That's what we have already discussed. 2 pages essay, 3 pages essay, so there is not so much to discuss from of truth. Okay, so he says that we should be having rational observation plus divine origin. Okay, so rational observation means the light of reason, and divine origin means the God created the light. Mixture of rationality, mixture of science as well as religion will help us to go towards the truth. So for Bacon, science and religion are not opposed, but both seek the same truth. So this is what we have to discuss in this particular video. I hope you found the video helpful. We will be covering of studies of adversity in the upcoming videos. Stay tuned for the next video tomorrow, and day after tomorrow we will be continuing this series and trying to complete it as soon as possible. Do let me know your views in the comment section. Please like the video so that it can help me to create more such videos in the future. I will see you soon in the next video. That's it. Thank you.